as soon as you hear that I'm recording.
Well, happening, everyone. Welcome to the Board of Commissioners regularly scheduled meeting. It is now 12:05 p.m. on February 6th, 2025, here in GHURA's main office in the beautiful village of Sinahanya. Let us begin with a roll call. Vice Chair Nick Sanchez. Here. Thank you very much. Commissioner Delia.
Here.
Thank you. Commissioner Rice.
Present.
Thank you. Commissioner Torres.
Present.
Thank you. Commissioner Corpus.
Present.
Thank you. We have a quorum. We will proceed to item number 2, board meeting public announcements, which is located in your packets. First printing on Thursday, January 30th. And second printing on Tuesday, February 4th. Everything seems in order. And verified, let us move on to item number 3, approval of previous board minutes from December 10, 2024, located in your packet. Everything is in order with the minutes. Maybe a motion.
I will make a motion to approve the board minutes dated December 10th, 2024.
Thank you, Commissioner Delia, for the motion. May I get a second?
I'll second that.
Thank you, Commissioner Rice, for the second. Any further discussion on the matter? No? Hearing and seeing none, may I call for the vote. All in favor, please say aye. Raise your hand. I see you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Thank you very much. Motion passes unanimously for the approval of the minutes of December 10th, 2024. Thank you, Commissioners. Moving on to the next item on the agenda, which is new business. Resolution number FY 2025-013, the resolution commending Miss Lucy, Accountant 1, for her dedication and contribution to the GHURA, right? Hi, Lucy. How are you? Madam Executive Director, floor is yours.
Thank you, Chairman. Resolution number FY 2025-013. Resolution commending Ms. Lucy R. Awa, Accountant 1, for her dedication and contributions to the Guam Housing and Urban Renewal Authority, GHURA. Whereas Ms. Lucy R. Awa dedicated a total of 29 years in the government of Guam, and whereas prior to joining the GHURA team, Ms. Awa worked for the Office of the Attorney General as an Accounting Technician 1 up to an Accounting Technician 3 from 1996 to 2004. And whereas on May 31st, 2004, Ms. Awa started her employment with GHURA, taking a promotion in the Fiscal Division as an Accountant 1. And whereas in total, Ms. Awa has dedicated over 20 years and 8 months of service in support of the mission and goals of the authority. And whereas her efforts in the Fiscal Division had a direct and positive impact to the Guam community, our agency and its employees through her dedication, commitment, and hard work supporting the Fiscal Office. And whereas the Board of Commissioners extends its recognition and gratitude to Ms. Lucy R. Awa, commending her on her retirement from the authority, and further extends its best wishes on her future endeavors. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Chairman of the Board of Commissioners shall certify and the Executive Director attest the adoption hereof, BOC Resolution number FY 2025-013, and that thereafter shall be presented to Ms. Lucy R. Awa, whereby a copy shall be placed in her official personnel file and a copy provided to the Governor of Guam.
Thank you very much. I see that you have some friends in the room. Usually this is the time where we put you on the floor by way of, we put the spotlight on you. After 29 years of service to the government of Guam and all that you've done for GHURA, would any one of your colleagues like to say a few words, or?
Don't be shy.
Don't be shy.
Okay, I'll say a few words. So Lucy she's a furniture of GHURA. If I can kind of put it that way, but she's has a lot of institutional knowledge, and she has helped me tremendously. And I'll just point out that one fiscal year when it was just me and her, and I was doing some things and she would do other things that I would forget. And I really appreciate it, because I would be like, Lucy, did we do this? I did it already. Okay. Lucy, did we do this? I did it already. So that's how, when I say she's a really good furniture and a really big asset in the fiscal office. And losing her now, kind of like, Lucy, no matter what, you're still my right wing. She's always been there. So I really want to thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
That's all?
Yeah.
Miss Lucy, is that it?
Yeah, it's so simple, right?
Is
But
that-
it means everything, right? Saying thank you. Thank you, all of you.
All right. Well, can you please come and join me in the, I don't know if this is the front or the back, but can you please join me right up here? Right? And yes, you want to join us? Okay. So, resolution number FY 2025-013, resolution commending Miss Lucy for her dedication and contribution to the Guam Housing and Urban Renewal Authority. May I get a motion on the floor?
I make a motion to pass the resolution commending Ms. Lucy R. Awa, Accountant 1, for her dedication and contributions to the Guam Housing and Urban Renewal Authority. Congratulations. I mean, I don't know if it's congratulations on your retirement or. Thank you.
Tear it up.
Yeah, thank you for
I'll
the
second that.
great.
Are you sure we can't change your mind?
Yeah.
We tried, I
Okay.
said her signature was missing, but
There you
didn't
go.
fly.
Thank you for your service.
Thank you, Commissioner Delia, for the motion. May I get a second? Okay, thank you, Commissioner Carl, for the second. Any further discussion or anybody else would like to say a few words? No? Okay. Here you
I
see,
I just want to say, Lucy, HR's been a good team, a partnership together. I'm going to miss you a lot. Thank you.
are you sure?
We're connected, Nick.
Yes.
Are you sure you
From
want
you
to
then
change
to
your mind?
us.
Are you sure?
Gonna transfer to HR?
Do you want to? You sure?
I spent like 20 plus years of my life for thing, right? Now it's my time to me to spend with my family.
Oh, yes.
I have 4 kids and they have their older children, so maybe this time I'm gonna be a babysitter.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the most challenging job.
Okay, compete with that, right? Okay. If there's no further discussion, commissioners may I call for the vote. All in favor, please say aye. Raise your hand. 1, 2, 4, 5. Thank you very much. Motion passes unanimously. Congratulations. We have something for you.
As her immediate
That's her-
boss.
Immediate boss, when she.
So you can cry together.
Crying already.
We tried.
Commissioners, you want to come up and let's take a
Yes.
quick picture?
Group picture, please.
You're in the middle. Yes.
Maybe move over.
Got it, guys?
Yes, that was
Okay.
Yeah, now it's not good. But Rosa, oh yeah, the team, Rosa and Ayla. Sige.
Yeah, come.
Come
Come join us. Come
Yeah,
join us.
my sister.
Rosa.
Oh.
Ready? 1, 2, 3, and one more. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I know him before. I'm gonna go.
It doesn't count if it's not 40 years. Okay. I don't want to hear that.
Get out, so you get out before. Thank you.
Okay, you gotta restart that.
Okay.
No, now you gotta restart because they were kind of.
Fill it in.
That was our
Okay.
All are welcome. Fill it in.
Don't side, don't side.
Where are you in the video? It's so noisy.
Oh, you brought a party, huh?
Yeah. How many more we got out there?
It's a lot.
Fill it in. Fill it in.
Come inside, come inside.
Come on in. You can come to the back too.
Inside. Okay, come inside. Okay. We sure we got everybody in? Okay. All right, moving on to item number 2 in celebration mode, resolution number FY 2025-014, resolution commending Miss Norma, Section 8 Administrator, for her dedication and contribution to the Guam Housing and Urban Renewal Authority. Madam Executive Director, pleasure.
Thank you, Chairman. Resolution number FY 2025-014, resolution commending Ms. Norma P. Nicolas, Section 8 Administrator, for her dedication and contributions to the Guam Housing and Urban Renewal Authority, GHURA. Whereas Ms. Norma Nicolas dedicated a total of 32 years in the government of Guam, and whereas prior to joining the GHURA team, Ms. Nicolas worked for Guam Community College as a library technician from 1992 to 1996. And whereas during this short period at GCC, Ms. Nicolas notably completed her Bachelor of Science in Public Administration degree under the Government of Guam's Pedro Doc Sanchez Scholarship Program in May 1995. And whereas this bachelor's degree opened the doors for Ms. Nicolas to start her career with GHURA as a research planning and evaluations specialist on June 11, 1996. And whereas Ms. Nicolas experienced a change of title and became a Planner 2 and was subsequently promoted to the Planner 3 position on March 15, 1999. And whereas Ms. Nicolas then was promoted 2 years later to serve as a Management Analyst 4 to the Executive Director on July 2nd, 2001. And whereas after a very competitive recruitment process, Ms. Nicolas was promoted to take the helm of the Section 8 Division as the Section 8 Administrator on July 2nd, 2006. And whereas for 19 years as GHURA's Section 8 Administrator, Ms. Nicolas' vision and commitment to the HCV program is a testament to the high standard of excellence she ascribes to in all things, born of her passion to serve the people of Guam. Her leadership echoes throughout the team through their hard work and dedication of housing participants of the program. And whereas her success in methodically delivering her official duties and responsibilities had a direct and positive impact toward the communities of Guam and our GHURA families. And whereas overall, Ms. Nicolas dedicated over 28 years and 10 months of service in support of the mission and goals of the authority. And whereas Ms. Nicolas has contributed positively to the lives and successes of thousands of island residents who now have access to housing for decades to come. And whereas the Board of Commissioners extend its recognition and gratitude to Ms. Norma P. Nicolas, commending her on her retirement from the authority and best wishes on her future endeavors. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Chairman of the Board of Commissioners shall certify and the Executive Director attest the adoption hereof, BOC Resolution Number FY 2025-014, and that thereafter shall be presented to Ms. Norma P. Nicolas, whereby a copy shall be placed in her official personnel file and a copy provided to the Governor of Guam.
Okay. Thank you, Madam Executive Director. You have quite a few folks in the room, so I'll open up the floor. Anybody would like to say a few words? Trying to convince her to stay?
Love you, boss.
Yeah.
We gonna miss you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you for everything.
Not too late to extend, but go and enjoy your retirement.
Ready?
Ready.
No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Hey, hey, goodbye. Na, 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 na. Hey, hey, goodbye. If I may.
Absolutely.
I guess if nobody else is gonna go. Miss Norma, the amount you've put into this program, it's very clear that your two main focus areas, reflective with your team, has always been dedication and integrity to the program, its rules and its regulations, but most importantly, dedication to the clients that we serve as the central focus. And it echoes through everything your team does, everything I've witnessed, and every situation that we've had to deal with our clients. And the results of that, and many people are not aware, is that GHURA's Section 8 program is amongst the top performers in the entire country. And that's a testament to your hard work, your dedication, and picking up the pieces and turning it into what it is today. So many will not know. It's not, for the most part, thankless work. Hasn't been the most pleasurable, most fun, but to everybody out there, future leaders of the government of Guam and GHURA, let this be the example of what vision, competence, and dedication can mean, creating opportunities not only for your clients, but for the future leaders of our island and our government for continued service. So, with all the heartfelt sentiment, thank you, Ms. Norma, and for the mentorship and guidance that you've provided me since I've been here. So, Sidus Masi.
Add to that, in the 6 years since I've been here, and I think the staff is a testament to your leadership. The morale in Section 8 has really, I'm gonna get choked up. But you can tell when you walk through there that everybody respects your leadership. Their morale is always good. Even if they have to work 8 hours doing Section 8 lottery wait list file and stuff. But I just witnessed over the many years how your institutional knowledge and all the different, look at your where you started, right? You went into different divisions of the agency and then finally found a place where you changed what happened with Section 8 before and developed a lot of the policies and procedures that they have now. And now it's like you've made it easier for them to administer the program that benefits all the clients. So, I just can't say enough, Norma, you have really excelled in your leadership with the Section 8 program and everything else that you've done here at GHURA. And I really tried, everybody. I really tried, and I'm still trying. I told her, I said, you still have till tomorrow. I'm going to tear up that retirement letter, right? I haven't given up. We'll bring her back somehow. But thank you so very much. And hopefully we will see you again soon. Yes.
So I guess with that, Ms. Norma, we can join me in the front here. Board of Commissioners, we have resolution number FY 2025-0, the resolution commending Ms. Norma the Nicolas, Section 8 Administrator, for her dedication and contributions to the Guam Housing and Urban Renewal Authority. May I have a motion on the floor?
Motion. Make a motion, a resolution commending Ms. Norma Feast Nicolas, Section 8 Administrator, for her dedication and contributions to the Guam Housing and Urban Renewal Authority, GHURA.
Thank you, Commissioner, for the motion. May I have a second?
A second.
Thank you, Vice, for the second. Any further discussion? Ms. Norma, to be and have it on your record that you've helped thousands. Well done. Commissioners, hearing seeing no further discussions, you may call for the vote. All in favor, please say aye. Raise your right hand. Motion passes unanimously. Congratulations. What's yours? Save the best for last.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, that's what it was. I didn't forget.
This is really hard for me because I'm so filled with different emotions. I mean, these two people here, without their support, I couldn't do what I've done. Anyway,
As you know, tomorrow will be my last official day here at GHURA. It will be a bittersweet moment for me because I have mixed emotions about retiring. I truly enjoyed working with all of you. And I truly enjoyed the work I did as a Section 8 administrator. My time here has been filled with memories and a sense of accomplishments. But I'm also overwhelmed with sadness because I'm stepping away from this incredible team. Over the past 28 years, I've had the privilege of working alongside many of the most talented and dedicated individuals I've ever met. I've learned so much from each of you, and I'm truly grateful for the friendships we've built along the way. I'm proud of the work we've achieved together, from managing the many grant programs, community projects, to just serving the families that walk through our doors. Your hard work, commitment, collaborative spirit have made this agency what it is today. And it's a good agency. I have no doubt that you will all continue to achieve great things. And in fact, I take great comfort knowing that I'll be leaving behind a group of people that is always dedicated to our agency's mission and to helping our island community. While I'm excited to start this new chapter in my life, I will certainly miss the daily interaction and the sense of purpose that comes being part of this team. Please know that I'm just a phone call away if ever you need my advice or just to chat with me. But I will be looking forward to following all your successes. Best wishes to all of you. Thank you.
Ms. Norma is presented to you for your retirement in recognition of your distinguished service, contribution, dedication to the Guam Housing and Urban Renewal Authority. Thank you so much.
Yay.
And I guess whoever can fit, let's take a picture.
And by the way, tomorrow we're celebrating Norma's new chapter in her life at 11:30. Am I correct?
11:30 tomorrow.
11:30 next door at the mayor's office. Please, Board of Commissioners, we welcome you to join us. Okay, it's lunch next door.
Okay, the supervisor.
Come on, folks, so we can try to get as many people as we can. We can all fit.
Oh, that's funny.
Don't worry, Nicole will do the caption later from left to right.
Oh, Jesse.
The camera, you can't use it, it's too short.
Cedro, let's get to the back, get to the back. Ronnie, get to the back. I'm in the back. Nicole, what the heck are you doing? Get to the back.
I gotta do this. There's a reason why I gotta hold it. Oh, you just not these iPhones. I have to do this on this phone.
I'll go first.
I gotta
Davina, you're good. Thank you. One,
see
two,
iPhone
three.
over here.
1, 2, 3.
You guys are iPhoners? So I'm done. You can keep smiling, I'm done. Go ahead. You can keep on.
Congratulations. Thank you, everybody. What?
Well, they have a better. I guess.
Yes.
Part-time.
Thank you.
Part-time.
How about?
I said you can come back and get a contract. And they can hire you back. Yeah, for gap,
Purposes, right?
yeah, until they,
Yeah.
everything is.
Everything
We
is-
didn't have that. Right?
Oh, I remember that. Yeah, no, and I saw a lot of oldies, retirees coming back.
Yeah, for project,
Yeah.
because we used to do like the program, federal program,
Yeah.
thing,
Mhm.
like assessment, right? So they used to hire us back to do it. Again, because we were, we were the ones who were there until the next group. Finally caught up.
Okay, thank you, everybody. Thank you, commissioners. Thank you, administration, executive director, Dee. It's always wonderful to celebrate, right? New beginnings and the good work that happens, right? It's to be counted, right? And have it, like I said, on record that you helped thousands of families, then where their generations are going to be because of the work you did. That's a wonderful testament. Okay, new business. Moving on to item number 3 on new business, intent of award, IFB GHURA -24-14, the GPD Eastern Substation in Talapoco, Guam. Madam Executive Director, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Chairman. Intent of award, IFB GHURA -24-14, GPD Eastern Substation, Talapoco, Guam. Bid opening for the subject project was held on December 12, 2024 at 2:00 p.m. A total of 20 bidders registered for the bid and given bid specifications, of which 3 submitted a bid. Listed below are the results of the bid submissions, which were opened and read out aloud publicly. Vendor number 1 was Surface Solutions with a bid bond of 15% of the total bid amount. 60 days design for 540 days after building permit issued. Their base bid item number 1 was $5,300,111. Additive bid items were number 1, $230,311.31, and item number 2 was $57,577.69 for a total bid amount of $5,588,000. Vendor number 2 was Eastern Pacific Engineering Construction. They did not submit a bid bond, and their base bid item number 1 was for $7,858,600.66. They had 0 additive bid items for numbers 1 and 2, and their total bid amount was for $7,858,600.66. The third vendor who submitted a bid was Art Construction LLC with 15% of the total bid amount for a bid bond. Their base bid item number 1 was for $11,441,481.10. The additive bid items, they had item number 1 at $660,896.08, and number 2, they had $125,101.13 for a total bid amount of $12,227,478.31. Page 5 through page 11 of your board packet does have the breakdown for each of the item descriptions from Surface Solutions, Eastern Pacific Engineering Construction, and Art Constructors LLC. I will go to page 11. The Guam Housing and Urban Renewal Authority's GHURA mission is to provide affordable, decent, safe, and sanitary housing through the maintenance of our existing units to ensure that the facilities owned and managed by GHURA are safe and appealing to the residents. It is GHURA's intent to construct approximately an area of 6,600 square foot concrete facility on an almost 1 acre lot. The project title is the Guam Police Division Eastern Substation. The projects will consist of A, 6,600 square foot building, which serves to accommodate police officers and other members of staff. The general building space will contain offices and accommodations for police personnel and vehicles, along with locker rooms, temporary holding cells, and interview/interrogation rooms. B, they will have required paved driveways and parkings. C, a site clearing, grading, and drainage system. D, site utilities connections. And E, retaining wall to eliminate slopes. This facility will be located at Lot 1-1, Block 15, Tract 2831, beside the existing gymnasium along Kantun Ladera Talafofu. In review of the bid result, Surface Solutions provided the lowest responsive and responsible bid. After further clarification, the committee members determined to proceed with the award of the project to Surface Solutions based on the following timelines: design 60 consecutive calendar days, construction at 540 consecutive calendar days with no option periods, and not to exceed the amount of $5,588,000. So I believe Mr. Sunny is available for any questions that you may have.
Thank you, Madam Executive Director. Commissioners, do you have any questions?
Sure.
Yeah, go ahead, Commissioner.
The bid bond not submitted by Eastern Pacific Engineering Construction, is that requirement for them to proceed with the bid? So without doing so, they're eliminated themselves?
Yes, it is a requirement, so being that they did not submit, they're deemed non-responsive.
Yeah.
Okay, so where's the location of this?
Oh, the location, sir, is, let me see if I can. It's near the Telefoco baseball field, sir.
Oh,
Yeah.
so it's in the village, yeah.
Yes, sir, it is in the village.
It's just right across the Telefoco Elementary, right?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, it's close, yes, Telefoco Elementary School, which is on Jose P. Cruz Street, which is perpendicular to Chalan Canton Ladera. Yeah, usually we have pictures, but my apologies, so I can find you a picture, but it is in the document.
If I may, just to provide some history, right? This facility is actually something that's been in the works because, as you know, right, the only southern precinct that they have is in Agate, on the western side of the island. And so it has made it quite challenging for the police officers to respond to the eastern side of the island, which is why, this whole concept of building a police substation on the eastern side of the island would really benefit the residents on that side of the island with quicker response time, et cetera, and also help the police station, the police officers and the vehicles that they use to traverse back and forth between the west and the east whenever situations arise. So it's really been a long time coming. And hopefully, with the start of this intent of award, we can move forward and hope to see something for that side of the island as far as safety and security and assistance for the police officers as a whole and the community as a whole.
Thank you very much. Commissioners, any other questions? Sunny, I have a question.
There's the baseball field. Yes, sir.
Just curiosity, right? If you look at some of the line items, right, and I'm just curious, because there's some really huge differentials, right, between some of the bids. For example, procurement and contracting requirements. We have one for like 1.7 and another one for like 65. What accounts for some of the biggest variances of that?
between art and, surface solution and art.
Because I'm just curious, because that's a really big difference, right? What accounts for such a variance?
Now, familiarity with that division number, sir, is mainly administrative duties.
Mm.
So, I don't see any reason unless, of course, they decide to outsource.
Mm.
If they decide to outsource their project management or their contracting management.
Okay.
That they don't have one like art, again, this is just, this
Yeah,
is speculation.
this is not in general,
Yeah.
specific to the company, but just in general, right?
Mhm.
What
Yeah.
accounts for some of the biggest, what could account for variances like that?
Usually, because this is, again, it's an administrative function, and so maybe they don't have it within their office, and that they have to contract it out.
Okay,
And so that's probably why it's so much, higher.
okay. Okay,
That's my profession.
Yeah. just curious, okay. Okay,
My apologies, but on the top of page 5, I was remiss in mentioning that out of the total bids that were presented, the government estimate was $6,299,317.44. My apologies for not mentioning that.
noted, thank you very much. Okay, commissioners, do you have any other questions on this?
I have a question. Once the bid has been awarded, what's the ETA on commencement of the construction?
There is a timeline for design, sir.
Okay.
And so this has a 60-day design, period. Now, what we could do so that we can speed up the process is we could possibly apply for a clearing and grubbing permit.
Sure.
So that we can start the actual movement.
Foundation.
Within the facility, that'll keep us, at least in motion and expenditures, et cetera, while the design is being done and while the building permit will then be processed. So that's one way we can shorten that big time scale.
Plus 14 days without any protest.
Oh, yes, sir.
All right, okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, any other questions, Commissioner? If not, may I get a motion on the floor?
Chairman, I'll make a motion.
George, please.
I'll make a motion to tentative award for ISU Guard 24-14 to GPD Eastern Substation, South of Guam. To Surface Solution in the amount of $5,588,000. And this will be construction is 540 consecutive calendar days with no option periods, and not to exceed the amount of $5.582,000.
And the design.
And the design.
The design of 60.
Excuse me, and the design of 60 consecutive calendar days.
Thank you very much. We have a motion on the floor for intent to award IP GHURA-24-14 for the GPD Eastern Substation, Talapoco, Guam, for the amount of $5,588,000, with a construction period of 540 consecutive calendar days with no option period, and a design of 60 consecutive calendar days, not to exceed that amount of the 5.588 million. Motion's on the floor. Make it a second.
I will second that motion.
Thank you, Commissioner Didier, for the second. Commissioners, any further discussion on the matter? Hearing and seeing none, may call for the vote. All in favor, please say aye. Raise your right hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Thank you very much, Commissioners. Motion passes unanimously. Moving on to item number 5, old business 2024 LITEC QAP application cycle. Madam Executive Director, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Chairman. And so because December 10th was the last time we spoke of the LIHTC QAP application cycle. I would like to do a recap today on what transpired and what we need to have you take into consideration. So on December 10th, 2024, you were presented with the results and recommendation made by the 5-member panel who concluded their evaluation of the 5 LIHTC applications that were submitted during the 2024 LIHTC cycle. To recap, the Board of Commissioners may award the following tax credits for the 2024 LIHTC cycle. They were LIHTC 2023 allocation of $3,185,000 and LIHTC 2024 allocation of $3,360,000, so that the total credits available for the LIHTC 2024 cycle was $6,545,000. The panel consisted of 3 GHURA personnel and 2 non-GHURA personnel who were tasked to review the applications and to independently score each application on the merits of their respective project. The panel used the selection criteria established in the 2024 Qualified Allocation Plan to guide them in the scoring process. The panel finalized their scores on November 18, 2024, which were presented to the board at the December 10, 2024 Board of Commissioners meeting. The attached pages 13 and 14 of 18 pages from the board meeting of December 10, 2024 illustrate the project names, the scores from each panelist for the projects, and the ranking of each project after the points were averaged. The Flores Rosa project ranked first. Based on the results of the evaluation committee, I recommended that the Board of Commissioners award $1,793,120 to the Flores Rosa LLC for the Flores Rosa project. Page 13 further states that, in quotes, GHURA will have a remaining balance of $4,751,880 of the 2024 tax credits left for allocation. And, in quotes, per the Qualified Allocation Plan guidance, awarding of the tax credits rests solely on the GHURA Board of Commissioners. And that was on LIHTC QAP 2024, page 21. Additionally, it states that GHURA also reserves the rights in its sole discretion to do the following. Please refer to the bottom of page 13 and the 3 options listed on page 14 of 18, which I will read aloud now. So the bottom of page 13 says, GHURA will have $4,751,880 remaining balance of 2024 tax credits left for allocation. Per the Qualified Allocation Plan guidance, awarding of the tax credits rests solely on the GHURA Board of Commissioners, that LIHTC QAP 2024, page 21, and GHURA also reserves the right in its sole discretion to do the following. First, hold back a portion of the annual federal housing credit ceiling for use during later reservation cycles. Second, carry over a portion of the current year's housing credit ceiling for allocation to a project which has not yet been placed in service. And third, issue a reservation for the next year's housing credit ceiling. With that in mind, I present the following options for the remaining tax credits. And it was number 1, award no other projects and hold back the balance from the 2024 cycle to be allocated during the coming 2025 application cycle for a total of $8,206,880. And that would be because you have the $4,751,880 remaining balance of 2024 tax credits, plus the $3,455,000 of 2025 tax credits. Or 2, you could make a second award to the next project whose total request is no greater than the $4,751,880 remaining balance of the 2024 tax credits. Or 3, issue a reservation of 2025 tax credits in the amount of $3,455,000 to Summer Vista 2. Summer Vista 2 tied with Rosewood Parks in total points. However, their credit request exceeds the available credits available in 2024. And so it was at that point that you were supposed to take the options into consideration. And after deliberation on December 10th, the board approved the award or reservation of $1,793,120 to the Flores Rosa project. The notice of the award was sent to all applicants on December 18th, 2024. Now, upon review of the three options presented on page 14 of 18, I recommend the following: that you award no other projects and hold back the balance from the 2024 cycle to be allocated during the coming 2025 application cycle for a total of $8,206,880, which is the $4,751,880 remaining balance of 2024 tax credits, plus the $3,455,000 in 2025 tax credits. And so, that's what the recommendation is. And now it is up to the board to deliberate on how you wish to proceed with the 2024 LIHTC cycle.
Thank you, Madam Executive Director, for the recap and bringing us up to speed, and then the recommendation. I do understand, Board of Commissioners, also that there were some objections to the first, to that 2024 cycle. So could I call on legal to just give us a brief on that and give us your stance on what that is, and share that with the board?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chairman, Vice Chairman, and Commissioners. As the Executive Director had indicated, on December 18th, notices were issued to 05 applicants, indicating that monies had been reserved to Flores Rosa, and that they had the opportunity to appeal that decision. Summer Vista 2 and 3, through their attorney, Ms. Joyce Tang, had submitted an appeal, which was in fact dated January 6, 2025. Upon review of the appeal that was submitted by Ms. Tang and her firm, it was determined by GHURA that her appeal under our appeals procedures, the Board of Commissioners, was in fact late or untimely, and which is a 10-day calendar period from the date of notice of December 18th, and that we went ahead and denied the appeal. Ms. Tang then subsequently on February 3rd, 2025, went ahead and submitted another notice of appeal in protest of GHURA's appeal and the process relating to the 2024 LIHTC QAP. However, before we could respond, and again, that was just Monday, we received a notice from Ms. Tang's office that they had filed a notice of verified procurement appeal and a procurement appeal over at the Office of the Public Accountability as a procurement matter. That is going through the process. We have not responded yet, but we will be responding. And so we have this appeal that is still out there. However, as I've discussed with the Executive Director and the Deputy Director, the awarding to Flores Rosa can be considered separate from the remaining funds that are in the 24 QAP or cycle, and also the 2025 cycle. And that is ongoing right now.
So if I understand you correctly, what you're saying is that none of that prohibits us from the item that's before us.
The options that are before the board. Yeah, you could still move on. Again, it's a separate matter with regard to the award that was, or the reservation that was given to Flores Rosa.
Okay.
And the appeal that is what we consider to still be ongoing because of this procurement matter. And we will be responding accordingly.
Okay, thank you very much. Commissioners, do you have any questions?
I'm sorry, again, just to be clear, the appeal is based on the 1.73 million that was already awarded.
Yes, that is the only amount that was awarded in the 2024, or I would say reserved for, because it's not an award until it's actually the project is completed, it has
Right.
met all criteria in the QAP, and then it's done through the IRS or it could
Correct.
be in fact revenue tax. I'm not sure how that's done, but that will be done at a later date, Commission.
And we also asked, or I asked, right, for the score sheets, but we never received that.
I believe if I may, Miss Liz. Yeah, so we can't send out the, all of that info until whoever viewing it submits the information, the non-disclosure agreement and the conflict of interest disclosure are required before. So all the panelists who did the reviewing, the scoring had to sign that.
Okay, so for the board members also, we would sign that.
Correct.
So that we can, okay.
Correct. Even if the executive director I were to look at it, we would have to fill all that paperwork out too. Yeah.
And that was made available to the board to come in.
Correct. I think it was discussed in the last meeting that we would have everything ready for them to come view all of the packets in full, but they'd have to sign those documents first.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Commissioners, any other questions? So just to be clear, right, the action before us is what to do with the remaining balance. And in conjunction with that, how do we proceed also with the 2025? And guess the recommendation, the recommendation on the floor by the DD and the executive director is to
Hold on.
hold off
Yeah.
on any other awards on the 2024 cycle, and then add that to the 2025 application cycle, which will bring it to a total of $8,206,888 of available tax credits in the 2025 cycle, which we will need to open. Is that correct?
Yeah. Correct. I have a question.
Sure.
So when does the next cycle start exactly?
Sorry, Miss Liz, would you like?
No, go ahead. And we do have Kathy online as well. But when we were discussing, how best to make a recommendation, right? One of the things that we were thinking is that the QAP for 2025 can go out a lot sooner than the QAP that happened in 2024. We can proceed with having that as soon as we get, everything ready. Maybe I could have Kathy get on board to give like a timeline of how soon we can put out the 2025 QAP cycle. Kathy? Do we have Kathy there?
Sorry, Miss Liz, I'm having a bit of a technical issue. We would like to start, we've often talked about starting our cycles sooner, but it would be as quickly as, not to be quick, we're going to have to prepare a new 2025 QAP. It will have to go through the normal process of public review and comment and presentation to the board for their approval before it can be sent out. We'd like to say that we could probably be able to do that by I would imagine sometime in April, so that we would have some time to review the QAP for what we want to put in it for the new cycle, review the needs, community needs and whatnot, and still maintain time in order to put it out in time to give any respondents or applicants sufficient time to put in an application.
Thank you, Ms. Kathy.
Thank you. Yeah.
So April, right, we'll make a decision, then they can begin the process, and hopefully by April, right, we can have something else. Okay. Okay, Commissioner, do you have any other questions or points for discussion?
Mr. Chairman, would there be an opportunity, this is Joyce Tang from Council for Quartet. Would there be an opportunity to ask a question regarding this particular decision that's pending?
Legal?
I'll leave it to the board, Your Honor, and Chair. With regard to whether Ms. Tang will be allowed to speak again, I would recommend that the board can bring it up at the general announcements section, and we should just be able to go here. But again, I leave it up to the chair to make a decision of whether Ms. Tang will be heard before a decision is made.
Okay. Ms. Tang, I will give you the floor during the questions portion of this meeting.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much. Board, do you have any other, Board of Commissioners, do you have any other questions? Okay, so there is a recommendation on the floor by the Executive Director. Is there a motion?
Sorry, Mr. Chairman, if I may, to maybe clarify what the action is going to be. It's based on the old business and with the already awarding of one project in 2024, what the board would be voting for will close out the 2024 QAP. So there will be no more projects to be awarded under those funding source, and that would be based on the recommendation would be rolled into 2025 or any future allocations.
Correct, right, with the recommendation being to award no other projects, hold back the balance from the 2024 cycle to be allocated during the coming 2025 application cycle for a total of $8,206,888. Right, the remaining balance of the 2024 tax credits plus the 2025 tax credits. So noted. Thank you. Commissioners, would anyone like to make a motion?
It's a long one, but I'll make a motion. I'll make a motion to award no other projects and hold back the balance from the 2024 cycle to be allotted during the coming 2025 application cycle for a total of $8,206,880. With the $4,751,880,000 remaining balance of 2024 tax credits plus $3,455,000 and in 2025 tax credits.
Okay, thank you, Commissioner Torres. There's a motion on the floor. Make it a second. Second. Thank you, Commissioner Nate, for the second. Commissioners, any further discussion on this matter? No? Hearing and seeing none, may call for the vote. All in favor of the motion on the floor to award no other projects and hold back the balance from the 2024 cycle to be allocated during the coming 2025 application cycle for the total of $8,206,880,000. Noting that $4,751,880, which is the remaining balance of the 2024 tax credits, plus $3,455,000 in the 2025 tax credits. All in favor, please say aye or raise your right hand so I can see it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, thank you very much. Motion passes unanimously. Moving on to general discussion and announcements. Ms. Tang. I will allow you recognize.
Thank you. Hello. Hi.
Sure.
I thank you for the opportunity, Mr. Chairman. I wanted to point out that we disagree with, obviously, with GHURA's council's position that denial of the protest was appropriate, or that the GHURA procedures, appeal process and procedure is enforced and that it's lawful to follow it. But we have, as you're aware, filed an appeal with the OPA. And under 5GCA 5425G of the Government Operations Guam Procurement Law, it states that in the event of a timely protest under subsection A of this section or under subsection A of 5480 of this chapter, Guam shall not proceed further with the solicitation or with the award of the contract prior to final resolution of such protest, and any such further action is void. And there's some exceptions to it. My point is this, prior to just voting on this particular resolution, which was to, and I'm going to read from my notes, that there would be, the recommendation would be no more projects will be awarded under the 2024 QAP funding source, and then to roll the remainder of the 2024 tax credits into 2025. And I think that that is a violation of 5425G because the 2024 LIHTC solicitation was suspended upon the filing of the appeal with the OPA, and no further actions should be taken, and such actions would be void. I was trying to let you know about that prior to voting, but I understand your rules. I hope the board reconsiders, and I know this is, these are difficult and complicated legal issues, but I think that an OPA appeal has been filed. It's very clear that this entire solicitation has been suspended. The board should not take any action with respect to the 2024 solicitation. Thank you.
Thank you, Attorney Tang, for speaking on the floor. We always appreciate your being here, but I will defer to legal on this.
Thank you, Council. Chairman, excuse me. Respectfully, with regard to Ms. Tang, we have a difference of opinion, and that's why we go to the process. And so I'll go ahead and we won't, make any further comment on what's currently happening with the Flora Rosa case until we file our documents with the proper authorities.
Okay. Thank you very much. So noted. And
may I ask one more question, Mr. Chairman? Yes, and this is with respect to, I believe, I can't see him on the screen. Would that be Mr. Flores? Flores just, all right. And that,
sure,
does GHURA agree? Does GHURA agree that it is required to suspend all actions with respect to the 2024 LIHTC solicitation until such time the appeal before the OPA is resolved?
Again, we'll go ahead and answer with our findings.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
So noted. Right.
I'm sorry, I didn't quite hear Mr. Flora. Can you just please repeat that?
Sure. I said we'll go ahead and answer your question through our filings with the OPA or whatever authority you plan on going to next. But we'll go ahead and reserve for that.
So your advice to the board is to proceed to violate 5425G because you don't think that GHURA is subject to the Guam procurement law.
Again, that is not our opinion of what you have submitted to the OPA. So there's just a difference of opinion there, Ms. Tang. They've already made their decision, and I'm still in the process of reviewing your filings.
With all due respect, you are not the OPA. Mr. Chairman, my concern is that until the OPA has made a decision, I think the issue is still before the OPA, and I don't think council is in a position to determine what laws apply if the issue is squarely before the OPA.
Well, I am legal counsel, ma'am, so I will go ahead and advise them accordingly. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Tang.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Thank you. Okay. So noted. Commissioners, or Madam Executive Director, do you have any other general discussion or announcements?
If I may, make one, since Ms. Tang was allowed to discuss, I was wondering if I could also interpose briefly. My name is Mars Johnson. I'm an attorney for Flores Rosa and the party that introduced the other development. And there's just one question I'd like to ask.
Your knowledge, sir. Go ahead.
Okay. We're a little concerned about whether there's any loss of tax credits that would be afforded by turning over these 2024 tax credits into 2025. That was part of our understanding, at least here, that $500,000 or $1 million worth of tax credits might be lost if they're rolled over into the 2025 allocation. Is there any information about that the board has? Because that was one of the concerns about delaying this.
I will defer to the DD or the executive director. If the question's on the floor, do we have any knowledge of any loss of tax credits to the 2024 cycle due to delay? Is that correct, sir?
Yes.
Loss of tax credits in 2024? I guess I'm not sure. Can you repeat your question?
That if the full allocation is not awarded from the 2024 tax credits, that there would be a loss from the 2025 allocation, that it would be decreased as a result of that.
Okay, so the total amount for the 2024 was approximately 6 million, right? And 1.7 million of that was reserved in tax credits, was reserved to the Flores Rosa project, which was decided on by the board on December 10th. And that left the 4,700,000 of the 2024 live tech cycle for the board to decide on what to do with it. And that's why I made the recommendation that the notice of award was already sent to those that applied, letting them know that 1.7 million was reserved for the Flores Rosa project. And then the remaining balance was what the board needed to decide on. So it's not going to be lost. We can, as you can see, the LITEC 2024 had LITEC allocations from 2023 plus the LITEC 2024, which is what the 6,545,000 is. And so if we separate the 1.7 million that was already reserved and for the Flores Rosa project, we are, I guess, in a way, rolling over the $4,751,880 to add it with the 2025 allocation, so that the total, we will do a new QAP cycle. It will be the 2025 QAP cycle that will include the balance of the 2024, add it to the 2025 allocation, so that it's the total. So there wouldn't be a loss.
Understood, but my understanding was that if you don't award all your tax credits in the current year, in the coming year, you lose out on tax credits for the additional year by failure to award all full tax credits for the previous year.
No, I don't think that's correct. And I have Kathy Typno, who is our chief planner, who has been overseeing the low-income housing tax credits for years now. Kathy, can you address that, please? That it's not lost if it's not awarded in 2024.
Yeah, this is a subtle distinction, but it's not that there's a loss of the 2024. It's that you fail to get awarded an additional amount that you would have gotten awarded if you had awarded all of the 2024 tax credits.
I believe we already have the 2025. It was already allocated. That's why we're able to bring it up. It was already allocated.
Okay. Okay.
Ms. Kathy, can you clarify, please?
Kathy, are you there?
I'm here. I'm sorry, a bit of a technical issue. We have 2023 and 2024 credits in that in that offering for the 2024 cycle. And we are checking into it, but my understanding after checking into it initially is that we have full use of those funds. I will clarify it again because it's certainly, forgive me if you hear any background noises, but I will check it again. But my understanding is no.
Okay.
So just to clarify, right, the full $8,206,880 that we have been talking about, that total amount, if we go into the 2025 cycle and open that up, that will be the funds available for that cycle. Is that correct?
Ms. Liz was explaining it. Part of that 8 million is the 2025 cycle, is 2025's authorization. The rest of that is from the 2024 cycle authorization that hasn't been awarded, which is somewhere in the area of $4 million.
Correct. Right. Okay.
I guess, can you just confirm that the authorization for the 2025 has already been given?
The jurisdictions have all been notified of the 2025 allocations for the period, yes, since I think it was November 2024.
Okay, thank you very much. Sir, does that answer your question?
I think it does. And also, I'd like to thank you for letting us make these during general discussion, and at least not when a pending motion was on the floor too, though. We're just a little concerned about, parties being able to introduce discussion during pending motions and possibly intimidating the board into making decisions in certain ways.
And in addition to that, please know that both yourselves and Ms. Tang, you're always welcome to submit any questions in writing to the administration so that they can address them accordingly as well.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Okay.
Mr. Chairman, may I make one more, I beg your indulgence, may I make one more comment or ask you one more question?
Sure, Ms. Tang.
I appreciate Mr. Johnson's concern for the board and being intimidated, and that he's here to defend the board and his client. And of course, you have your counsel who has defended the board quite aggressively. So I think the board is well advised at this point, regardless of what it decided to do. Now, my question is, if this is something the board is aware, or if it can be shared, the Flora Rosa award that took place, has the allocation agreement been signed by the parties, that is between GHURA and Flora Rosa? Because we sent a Sunshine Act request over, I think over 10 days ago. I have to check the date, on the 28th, I believe, and we have yet to get a response. So is this something the board is aware of?
I will go ahead and follow up with Ms. Liz on that, who is the custodian of records. But the only one that I'm aware of was dated February 3rd. And we actually don't have to answer until tomorrow.
Okay.
And I don't know about the status of whether something had been signed with Flora Baza or Rosa. Excuse me, I keep saying Flora Baza. Flora Rosa and the GHURA. So we'll figure that out. We will look into that, Ms. Tang, and I will personally check on it and get back to you.
I appreciate it.
If there was a 28th, I do apologize. And we try to get all of our FOIAs out as in a timely manner.
Thank you.
Okay. Right. Thank you, Ms. Tang. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Okay, Madam Executive Director, any more announcements under general discussion?
On the bright side, okay, we just want to have you commissioners please save the date for the ribbon cutting ceremony of the Guma Famalauan Lighthouse Recovery Center for Women. Finally, it will be on Friday, February 14th at 11 o'clock a.m. at TGen. And an invitation will be forthcoming with the map, but it's the long-awaited Women's Recovery Center that you know had been in the books for a couple years. So actually, GHURA did their part of it, and the building was completed since I believe November. And it was just a matter of we couldn't have the ribbon cutting until the operational funding for those that are going to provide the service at the facilities was secured. And so please save the date for that. And then the only other thing was I did want to let you know, as you've probably been reading in the news, that a total of 500 some million dollars in community development block grant disaster recovery funding was awarded to Guam. And I am going to defer to our deputy director, Fernando Esteves, as the governor and I agreed that he will be the person to spearhead the management of those funds. It's a 6-year project, and he can give you like maybe a brief overview of what we're going to be expecting, especially in the initial months of planning onward. So, Fernando?
Thank you. But before I turn over the floor, on the lighthouse, could you please just out of courtesy send the invitation also to the former commissioners Isazaki and Guzman, because I know that was really near and dear to their hearts, and we want to make sure that they're there to celebrate with them.
Oh, yes. We already had that planned because we knew that he had been waiting for it to finally.
You know,
I want that on record. I want that on record that we thought of him. Okay. Thank you very much.
That was his passion.
Dee, the floor is yours. Yeah.
All right, well, thank you, commissioners, and I believe after Mawar, you know, I might have mentioned that this is something we were pursuing. There was definitely a long road, and you know, thank you to the GHURA team and their dedication in making sure that we can get the supporting data to really help Guam get this pretty substantial allocation for disaster recovery activities. We were fortunate over Monday and Tuesday, we had the ODR, Office of Disaster Recovery, HUD folks come out. They were here to provide technical assistance. We were really able to get down to some very good discussions because it's clear that our interpretation of the universal notice that's guiding the use of this fund it was spot on. So from the breakdown to the general operation of it, and we were then able to shift and utilize that time to do some site visits on potential projects and also discuss some of the finer points and options on how we could better operate the grant, talk about lessons learned they've had from other grantees. General timeline, the universal notice was published and applicable on January 21st, which started the clock on a 90 days to submit the action plan, which is basically kind of the big pot budget breakdown. So very top down, of which the project will come from those various pots that have to meet many, many requirements. As part of the process to submit the action plan is public engagement, public input, public comment, which will all be documented. And we'll have to provide responses to that as well as stakeholder engagements. And so that's going to be scheduled in the next couple of weeks, just kind of finalizing that with the team. And so we will have those public engagements to build that unmet needs assessment and make that initial action plan to determine what those pots are going to look like. So what that breakdown is going to look like. So we'll provide more information to the board as it comes, but we're very excited for this opportunity. Definitely more work. You know, it's never stopping, but we're appreciative of the board for their support.
Appreciate that update. You know, today has been a mixed bag of a whole bunch, and I guess the whole month, last couple of months have been like that also. But you know, today we celebrated almost 60 years of service to the people of Guam, thousands of families, generation upon generations impacted. You know, the housing summit, great job, right? To the team, you know, executive director, please share with the team, you know, my My sincere appreciation for that. Dee Dee, your presentation was outstanding in my book, right? And the work that you put into it was commendable, and I think that's going to go a long way to solving a lot of the issues that we have, and not just talking about it. You know, a lot of times we have these summits and we talk a lot, and then no actions happen. But I think in the recommendations you put forth, and people that were in the room listening were very engaged. And I think, and I hope that they take you up on some of that, because that's really the movement in the right direction. We can't do it by ourselves, right? And then now the over $500 million that we're now going to be able to use to better this community. That I hear also that people didn't really weren't anticipating and thought we would get either. So the fact that we did, and the work of GHURA and yourself that spearheaded, you know, I know you fly under the radar, but I want it to go on record that, you know, your efforts have not gone unnoticed, and that I sincerely, you know, appreciate it. And we speak about all the families impacted, and the thank yous that will probably never be said, but please know that you know that we are here because of your work and the good work of everybody behind it. And we can't do this by ourselves. And I really hope that people understand magnitude of what GHURA has brought to the table, especially in the last few years, and where we're going to and how we continue to push. And it's not easy. Yeah, and additionally, right, all the partners on the table, right, regardless of the situations we find ourselves, the people who build, you know, the communities, and our construction partners and everybody else and taking advantage of our programs. It definitely, you know, we're here to serve, and that's and we all contribute, right? We all have passions, but we all contribute. And I think at the end of the day, we all just want, you know, a better place to live, because I don't know about you, my family's growing up here, and I can't ship them off anywhere. So we need to do the good work at home first, right? So everybody, thank you, right, for all of that. And you know, my hat's off to you. I've seen some really good presentations over the last year, especially with housing and GHURA, but I would say yours ranks up there. So thank you for your work, right? Okay, if there's nothing else, commissioners.
Chairman, just
Yes.
really quickly, you know, for those who missed the summit, we did have it professionally recorded, and as soon as we have word that it's uploaded either on our website or ready to be viewed on YouTube, along with the presentations, then we will for sure let the Board of Commissioners know, as well as the general public. Okay, and then the last thing I did want to say is, I know you've been asking, Chairman, you know, opportunities for conferences for the Board of Commissioners, because there really is a lot to housing authorities, right? And your being the board to make decisions on our agency. And so I did want to let you know that I will be sending you a link to the conference. I think that would really be good for the commissioners is the 2025 National Conference and Exhibition, which is slated for September 28th to the 30th in Phoenix, Arizona. So I will forward that to you so you can take a look at you know, their agenda and the breakout sessions that they have. And when I was looking last year, and I'm sorry we missed it, was, you know, it was pretty much like a boot camp for commissioners on fundamentals, et cetera. So I will make sure that I forward the link to you. It's with the National Association of Housing and Redevelopment Officials, or otherwise known as NARO. Okay, so I will forward that to you, and anything else that comes my way or I find, I will also forward to you for you to, you know, take a look at what's available out there for your professional development as Board of Commissioners. And that's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Executive Director. Moving on to item number 7, there's an item on the agenda for executive session for discussion pending litigation. In order to go into executive session, commissioners, we need a motion and we need to approve this. So do I have a motion on the floor to enter executive session?
Chairman, I'll make a motion to enter executive session. to discuss our pending rate.
And Chairman, I would just add that I'm recommending a closed executive session for an unrelated litigation matter
Okay,
of what was on the agenda today.
okay, so noted, right? So, we have a motion on the floor. Did that motion still?
Yeah, that'll still be good. I just
Okay.
wanted to reference that it's a closed session.
Okay. We have a motion on the floor. May I get a second?
I'll second that.
Thank you, Commissioner Rice, for the second. Any further discussions? Hearing seeing none, may I call for the vote. All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Thank you very much. Motion passes unanimously. Thank you, everyone. We'll pause here to go into executive session.
Thank you, Mr.
The rest
So we vote quick.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah. I was gonna, that pause. Anyway,
Thank you.
so,
And we should also need the court reporter.
yeah.
Yes.
Thank you. Yeah, George.
You're not the only one that has the fun.
My trade, that was pretty harsh. Still getting it today.
Yeah, well, you know.
You need cleanup? Would you like?
I felt bad.
She
Oh, yeah, but.
had the whole.
Bad.
Surprise.
I hope you're feeling better.
Thank you for coming.
Yeah.
You look fine.
I mean, you got Mr. Commissioner Corpus sick, but just kidding.
So,
No, they had the
so,
summit. I was.
no, I just want to, you know, while we're all here, I just wanted to say thank you, right, to the executive director, right, for that, for the opportunities, right? It's commitment. We have a 5-year commitment, right? Our professional development in this area is important, right? So.
And I think that's the conference, because when I saw their agenda last year, but we were busy with timing us, so I didn't send it out on time.
Where'd you got all the names up front? Yeah, I'll go there. Yes, thank you.
For, commission. Yeah. So, yeah.
And I'm looking forward to.
September.
Yeah,
Yeah, so I will send it.
the summit recording also.
Oh, yes, and so like that's available. Yeah, he was there, the chairman was there. We've gotten nothing but positive feedback.
Are we positive?
With that attempt.
I'm sorry?
Are we positive?
Yeah, the meeting is paused, so we're just waiting for.
And of course.
This is actually, it should have ended.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we go into executive session, it's only the court reporter.
Oh, okay.
So let me let them.
We're gonna end the meeting?
Do you want to go back on the record to adjourn?
We can just go back to it.
Oh, okay, yeah. Okay. We're just gonna go back to adjourn.
So what we're hoping for is
Oh,
that
you want me to-
there's a,
Oh, yeah, we
that
go
now
into
moving forward, right, especially with all the things that we're getting into.
Yeah,
I think
Put out. Thank you. Okay. Wait.
Okay, we have sound and video.
Okay. The recording is still paused, so as soon as you're ready, I'll unpause it.
Right.
Are you ready?
We're ready. Okay, are we good? Thank you, commissioners. Let's now, we just exited closed executive session. It is now 2:00. May I call for a motion to adjourn?
I will make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
Okay, can I get a second?
I'll second that.
Okay, thank you very much. Anybody opposed? All right, thank you, commissioners. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Meeting called at 2 p.m.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Well, I couldn't ask about,
Oh, no, because executive session. And then I have to file not the statement saying that we did not be caught anything. Yep.
They will monitoring that. So that.
That was what I asked you.
Oh, yeah, no.
I know.